on this, the next episode of Vegan Police TV. This episode, I'm sharing my thoughts on slip-ups by new vegans and my thoughts on what new vegans should actually be doing. Now, in part, this clip is inspired by a recent Facebook discussion that I had with Anna Scanlon, I think it was, about her slip-ups for consuming cheese, and also sort of having the discussion with that reminded me of a discussion that I'd had with someone else a number of years ago. So I thought, hey, it's a good time as any to have a bit of a rant on Facebook, on YouTube. So anyway, this is the thing: is that Anna's question was about seeking support for consuming cheese that her partner brought for her. Now, going through the discussion, and please don't think that I'm picking on Anna here, because it's the thing is that when you're new to veganism, yes, you slip up at times. You may, accidentally buy something and start hoeing into it, and then not realise that, hey, the product that you've got is no longer suitable for vegans. Because it used to happen to me all the time with salt and vinegar chips. A brand that I used to buy was suitable for vegans. It was just salt and vinegar and oil and something else. And then all of a sudden, I didn't notice it that they changed their packaging. Obviously, when they make the packets a bit smaller, changed their packaging, and then from there they started adding milk products into the chips. So sort of got halfway through it and sort of noticed that they tasted a bit funny, and decided that, hey, yeah, I might actually read the ingredients, because there's got to be a reason why they're tasting funny. So anyway, lo and behold, they were using dairy products in their chips at that point in time. So I'd already eaten half a bag. I didn't continue eating it because at that time I was what you could call a militant vegan. So I threw it out. So that was a genuine mistake. Now it came out that discussions with people later on is that there was one particular friend of mine, as people do, is that when they go vegan, especially if they've been vegetarian beforehand, is that they have a hard time giving up cheese and dairy, because there's just so much about cheese and dairy that is addictive to the people, which obviously is because dairy products are there because they're the milk is there. It has the hormones in it that will get calves to continue drinking the milk, so that's why they make it addictive for calves. In this instance, this friend that she was having problems with cheese all the time, is that she'd get cravings for it and all that sort of stuff. And then sort of having a bit more of a discussion with her about it, is that the cravings that she had was more for a toasted cheese sandwich. So for the it's cheese chucked in either into the sandwich press or whatever they call it. I don't know what they call it anyway. I've just called it a sandwich maker, or the grilled cheese that you throw into the grill and grill it that way. So, and that was the only bits of cheese, the cheese meals that she really just had a huge, that you could call an addiction for. Now, with regards to that, like, she didn't like any other cheese. She wouldn't have cheese on her salad sandwiches and all that sort of stuff. Wasn't too big a fan of cheese in hamburgers and things like that. So, having a bit more of a discussion with her, I found out that the reason that there was the addiction to these two particular cheese meals or dishes was that they reminded her back of a time when she was younger, all happy times with the family, and that's something that they used to do on a Saturday morning. So they'd have the grilled cheese sandwiches for Saturday or Sunday morning, as for breakfast, or for a bit of a brunch. So, and that was the thing, is that it wasn't that she was addicted to the cheese, the toast and cheese and all that sort of stuff as such. It was more that I'm just trying to get this sun glare out, or make the sun glare worse. Who knows? So yeah, it was more that she was addicted to that emotional attachment that she had to it, because when she consumed that, it sort of set the happy endorphins through her system, and then that reminded her of a time and gave her that feeling of that, hey, yes, this is what it was like way back when. So the thing with that was, from there we sort of worked on having discussions with her. When then once she realised that, hey, yes, this is the reason why she believed, pardon me, that she was addicted to the cheese toast. From there, it was easier to work out ways on her to avoid it. So it was something that, she wouldn't go and buy the the slices of the cheddar cheese, and she wouldn't buy tasty cheese. Her partner at the time used to do it. He used to come home, and because he wasn't vegan, actually he wasn't even vegetarian, so he was just like the full on hardcore meat and two veg sort of person and all that sort of. So from there, so it was a bit more of a discussion that I sort of had with her, and then that in turn led to a discussion that she had with her partner. Was that it was the thing is that she had to realise that if her partner wasn't supporting her with that, then she either needed to sort of question the relationship with her partner, because this was something that was important to her, as going vegan, or just sort of say, this is it, no more cheese in the house until she gets past those craving phases. And I said to her, it's not going to last forever. You're not going to be vegan 10 or 15 years down the track and all of a sudden get cravings for cheese. So what we did with that one is sort of sat down and had the discussion with a partner and said sort of, this is something that's important to her, and that, are you able to go without cheese for, 2 or 3 months or something like that? Or, just if you're going to do it, don't offer her some, don't offer her any cheese, don't sort of try and be more respectful of the decision that she's tried to make. So equated it to her, when I was having the discussion with her about it, she said, I can't ask my partner. And I said, well, yes, you can, because when you have a look at it, because this was about the time that the, Dry Julys and Octobers and all that sort of stuff were starting to become sort of fashionable, and people were saying, hey, yeah, I'm going to have a Dry July, or I'm going to, have an October. And so they'd gone through that together, where they'd, moved the alcohol away and just sort of locked it up in a cupboard in the shed for a while, just for that month, and then had alcohol after that. And I said, well, that was the thing. That was something that you both believed in. So your partner was willing to help you with that and join that together. So why not just get them to turn around and say, hey, listen, this is something important to me. Can we just sort of go without cheese for a month or 2 months? And I said, just try it for a month. Go without cheese for a month and just see how you go with that. If you still get the cravings for that, then we'll work on something else to do. But it was more that it wasn't that she'd be sitting at home thinking, I've got to have a toasted cheese sandwich. It was more that, hey, if it was there, it was that convenience thing. So what it's like, if there's temptation in the way, then you're more likely to give in to temptation. So that was the discussion. So it was there, and the concern that she had was that, what if her partner didn't support her with this? And I said, well, it comes down to it that you may have to sort of explain to your partner that, hey, this is something important to me. If you're not supporting me through this, then I have, that it could lead to concerns for other parts of the relationship. What is there to support, because it's something important to her? And I said, I'm not going to tell you. Sorry, that's a sock. I got a new microphone for the camera today, and just happened to be playing with a sock. So I'll give a bit of a suss out for the camera later on. So it's a little windshield sock, so I can record outside when the wind's blowing and not have too much drama going on. Just the strange things that you have flying around, sitting around in the car, so people know I play with the remote control for the camera a lot. So anyway, getting back onto tangent again. So that was the thing. It's more about having respect for yourself as someone that's going through veganism, as well as having respect for your partner. And if your partner isn't willing to help you go through that and support you with that, then do they really have the respect for you to, with what you're going through? And I'm, as I said, not going to tell anyone whether they should be with someone or they shouldn't be with someone. I just said, these are the questions that you need to ask yourself, and that you may need to sit down and have the talk. That time, they managed to get through it, and it was, she managed to get through the dairy cravings the cheese cravings for a while, and sort of got past that. And then from there on, from memory, the relationship did break up, though that was due to other reasons. It had nothing to do with the cheese. So I'm not saying that they broke up because of cheese or anything like that. It was just things that happen when people go apart and all that sort of stuff. So this is the thing, is that What should you do when you're a new vegan? Well, for a start, accept that you're going to stuff up. Understand that there is a difference between, making an accidental slip up and consuming something that's got cheese in it or dairy in it, to going out and deliberately buying cheese. And then there's also something different as well to turning around and just sort of having someone make something and then wave it under your nose and give you the temptation where you succumb to that. There's three different things. So if your partner, if you're in a relationship with someone and your partner is making something and taunting you with it and saying, here, try a bit, well, then you really need to question why they're doing it. And if you can't sit down and have a discussion with them and say, hey, listen, that's not appropriate, I don't want to consume cheese because I'm vegan or whatever, then, that's something that you need to ask yourself. Is it worthwhile still staying in a relationship with that person and all that? So what I would be doing is I wouldn't be beating myself up about it. I wouldn't be putting things on Facebook saying, hey, I need support because I've just done cheese. What I would be doing is, saying that, hey, yes, I've done this. And don't put it up on Facebook, because really that's when people start getting nasty and people will either blow wind up your backside and say, oh, that's all right, I've done this. And then it sort of makes these slip-ups more acceptable, or they'll come down the hard side, hand in your vegan badge and all that sort of stuff. So what I would be doing is I'd be finding myself, as I mentioned in earlier episodes, I would be finding myself a suitable vegan mentor, someone that you trust, that you can talk to, someone that will help you through these stages of it. So then if you've got the cravings, sort of, like your sponsor, someone that, hey, yes, we'll help you through it. So if you get the craving, just send them an email or a text message saying, hey, listen, I'm really craving, a chocolate bar. What do I do? So then they'll say, oh, well, okay, why? Is it because you've got a sugar rush, you're just wanting sugar, or is it because of the chocolate? If it's chocolate, just go and get some vegan suitable chocolate. Go and buy dark chocolate. If you just buy dark chocolate all the time, then because you're only eating dark chocolate, then you may either love dark chocolate or you may not like it. So that's the easiest way to avoid get the cravings for chocolate all the time. Buy something that you'll eat it when you're really desperate for it, but then if you do eat it, then it's probably going to turn you off the taste of it, because some dark chocolate can be really, really bitter. So that's the easiest way to do it, is to avoid temptation. They used to do it with children. When children bite their nails, I put like bitterella, I think that's what it was called at the time, on the fingernails. So when they bite their fingernails, they get that really bitter taste, and stops them biting. Stops them biting the nails. You could use the same thing with chocolate, and it's all operant conditioning. So with Pavlov and his dog and his bell and all that sort of stuff. So if you equate a bitter taste to chocolate, then you may lose that chocolate craving. It's that. Now, one thing, just referencing Anna as well, is that I made the mistake of having the assumption that she'd been vegan for quite a while, because I only had a look at the videos above her fold, on the top of the fold on her YouTube channel. A lot of them were, glossy productions, and the way she spoke gave the air of someone who'd been vegan for a while. So that's when I did push back a bit harder. I'll admit that. In hindsight, probably wasn't the best thing to do, though. Would I do it again? Probably, because I don't think that people should be just constantly sharing everything with everyone, because there's some things that aren't anyone else's business. So with regards to that, yes, document your journey, saying, hey, this is the challenge I had, this is how I solved it, this is how I got past that challenge. Don't document, oh my God, I ate cheese today, oh no, what am I going to do, my boyfriend brought cheese, or my girlfriend or my partner brought cheese, whatever. Document it, say, hey, yes, going through these cravings at cheese at the moment, this is what we did. Hey, reference this video. Do whatever you want. But it's the thing is that you need to find ways. And the other thing too is that if you're going and buying it, then every time you go and buy cheese, is that you need to consider the reasons why you're going vegan in the first place. If you're vegan for health reasons, then there's nothing that anyone can say that will sort of get you to stay on that vegan path. Because if you make up the mind in your own yourself that consuming cheese is healthy, then that's fine and dandy. If you're doing it for animal rights or ethics reasons, then you need to consider the ethics that go behind the production of that cheese product, the animals that are being enslaved, the dairy cow who is forcibly made pregnant, the bobby calf who as an unwanted byproduct of dairy manufacturing goes off to slaughter and becomes veal. you need to talk about, consider the animal rennet that's used in the making of the cheese as well. So you need to consider all of that. So get that in your mind. And if you are tempted to go past it, write yourself a note. When you've got your shopping list, whether you've got it on your phone, just leave it on your phone. So when you open your shopping list up, you'll say, these are the reasons why I'm not consuming cheese, and not sort of brainwash yourself into it, because I don't like that term. More go to the point of saying that, hey, yes, this is why I'm not buying cheese. This is why I'm not buying that, because I don't want to be part of that. So it comes down to to your reasons for going vegan in the first place. So anyway, that's about it. I'm going to do more discussions on this, on helping new vegans out. Oh, and that was the other thing too, is that if you're new vegans, depending on how long you're in the evangelical stage as well, I would avoid doing YouTube clips saying, hey, this is my journey, because there's the chance that if you go through the evangelical stage and you're only vegan for health reasons, and then all of a sudden you decide that, hey, I'm not going to be vegan anymore because, what, I can't be bothered, or hey, yeah, I'm believing the advertising that eggs are healthy for us, that, hey, yes, as long as we have grain-fed steak that's produced in this place and the cows get Vivaldi played to them, then, hey, yes, that's more, that's healthier for you, and all that sort of stuff. So that's what I wouldn't be doing. I'd be inclined to, if you want to document it, that's fine. I wouldn't be putting more of it out to YouTube. I'd be more on public. I'd be more using that with your mentor and yourself as more for an accountability for you, because then you can see your progress. Have a chat to your mentor, get coaching from your mentor. And this is the thing, this is what I believe veganism is lacking. Now, there is, I am starting up a Vegan Mentors website and sort of online group just for that sole purpose. No discussion about, is this vegan, is that vegan? I'm really not getting involved in that BS, because there's just so many things with that. The sole purpose of this site is to provide for people to be mentees and to be mentors. So I'll include a link for that. What is it? veganmentor.co or XYZ or something like that. Anyway, I'll include a link to it in the discussion below. So do recommend checking it out. I'm thinking it might be $1 a month or $2 a month. That's more just to cover admin costs, so sort of maintaining the site and all that sort of shit. Not exorbitant costs, but it's a thing. You'll find someone that's a quality mentor and aligned with your personality and who you are. So if you want to catch up with Skype, if you could find someone that's a mentor and they're overseas. But it's the thing is that they're someone that you're aligned with, you communicate well with them and all that stuff. So that's the thing from there. Don't try and evangelize everyone. There's people that won't, no matter what you say, will not entertain the thought of going vegan. And then it's the thing is that if you don't have a mentor and support group there, you may progress into the apathy stage, or you may progress into the misanthropic stage where you just hate everybody, and no one's going to go vegan, so why do it? Human race is this, that, and everything else. So anyway, that being said, short rant now. I'll finish it. Sorry, it's a long rant now, so looking at 18 minutes. So I hope I covered enough on that. If you want to know more, leave a question or comment in the discussion, or even post something on Tumblr about this. I'm not sure what episode it is, but there will be a link to the blog post that's associated with that. So if you don't want to leave comments on YouTube about that, go and leave it on that page. It's you can make anonymous comments from there. So anyway, my name's Cameron Blewett. This has been another episode of Vegan Please TV, and I look forward to having you join us on the next one. Bye for now.